Yes.
What?
We're good.
I'm switching mugs. This is my hot eggnog mug. This is my tea mug. But both by Katie Miller, so it feels appropriate. Good morning. Do you want to say good morning?
I was waiting for you to say
Good morning, Dr. Mary.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
How are you?
I'm grand. How are you?
I'm all right. It's been kind of a crusty week all around, but who cares? I am, however, feeling like the eggnog might just be the thing that carries me through the end of 2020. I mean, I said to you last night, we're going to have to start walking closer to 20,000 than 10,000. And you said, well, maybe you could curtail the snacking.
I don't know what I was thinking.
Clearly nothing. I'm obviously
must be delirious.
Obviously, I cannot curtail the snacking.
And my mum sent mince pies.
Don't say anything more because there's
No.
3 packages of little English mincemeat tarts, which are, Anne Riley, I know you know how incredible those are. And if you write and say you don't like mincemeat tarts, I'm still going to really like you, but it's going to really break my heart.
And bless, I'm going to give a shout out to my mother, bless her. She sent Dana 2 packs of Christmas mince pies. And then she sent me mince pies that don't contain any alcohol because she's awesome.
Yeah, isn't that great? And isn't it great that they make them without alcohol? I mean, when I make mincemeat tarts, I don't put alcohol in mine either, but I don't make the mincemeat. Oh, Anne, I see the love. See, I knew it. I knew that you liked mincemeat tarts because you're my kind of English woman.
They're from Marks and Spencer's, Anne, too. So.
Oh, yeah. They're really nice. They're so nice. Anyway, that feels mean to keep talking about them since no one can come. I totally want one, and I might have one after this to wash down my eggnog breakfast.
All the basic food groups there.
Dairy and fruit. What more do I need?
Well,
and protein
true.
in the eggs.
Yeah.
Okay.
True.
So if you saw the post about 30 minutes ago, I asked you to bring. You make your own mincemeat? Do you put meat in it, Anne? That's going to be the next question because I prefer that it not have meat in it, and I think it's silly to put it in because it's not $13.74. But if you do, again, I'll still like you. I asked people to bring pens or pencil and paper because we are thinking about a new addition to Daily Dose on Fridays in the new year. That we're going to create some handouts, downloadable worksheets, handouts, however you want to think of it, to go with the challenge that we pose to you. Because I think that we all can fall guilty to no meat, all fruit. Good job, Anne. We all can fall guilty to hearing something, kind of being inspired by something, and then when it's over, not following through with it. So we're going to try to help create some follow through pieces that would be very easy for people to do. So if you have paper and pen, go ahead and write these down. And if you just want to think about it, that's okay too. But know that we're working towards something new in 2021 on Fridays. So this is based on Monday and Tuesday's conversations. Monday's conversation was about don't think that presents and excess stuff will fill the void of what we are not getting to have and the people we are not getting to be with, either because they can't travel or because they've died because of COVID. So that's Monday's theme. And then Tuesday's theme was that great idea around the Apollo 13 space mission of think about what we have. Don't focus on what we don't have. So here's your first reflective question. What are you feeling anxious about this holiday season? And it can be large or small, very, very insignificant seemingly, or significant.
You can have more than one answer, too.
I would think you do. What are you feeling anxious about this season, these last 3 weeks?
How far I'm going to have to walk with you.
Don't minimize this.
Especially if it starts to snow, because that won't stop us.
No, it will not. No. What else?
Oh,
Or
You know
if
what, I'm
anxious
gonna-
isn't the right word, what are you feeling sad about? What are
sad.
you feeling
Yeah,
loss over?
Quinn's not coming home for Christmas, and I don't really know how well you're going to take that when it comes down to it.
Well, he wasn't home his
I
sophomore
know.
year of college. He was in Chile with earthquakes and car accidents and
Skydiving.
and food poisoning. So
But
this
apart from
feels
that, he had a
better
great
than
time.
Oh, Anne, stop taunting me. I don't know if you can all see Anne Riley's comments, but she's got a Marks and Spencer's plum pudding this year. Nice.
We'll be over, Anne.
We'll stand outside appropriately. You can just throw us some. All right. So that was the first question. Second question is, do you have a go-to coping mechanism to try to manage your anxiety, your sadness, whatever that is? Is it drinking, shopping, eating, exercising, sleeping, scrolling endlessly through social media? And some of them can be positive coping mechanisms, but I'm sort of asking you to think about what's your go-to, this is so bad, I'll just focus on this. Do you have one of those?
No, not anymore.
Yes, you play Diggy.
No. I
Yes.
watch movies.
Dr. Mary plays a couple of Facebook games, not Farmville. I don't even know if Farmville still
Diggy's
exists.
kind of like Thornville.
Okay. He plays this little guy with a very prominent chin who digs, and I don't know, whatever.
There's more to it than that.
I'm sure there is. The third question around Monday's content is just, can you stop doing that mindless or destructive or not useful thing and focus on being useful? How can you channel your sadness or your anxiety towards something positive? And what could that be? And it could be taking the dog for a walk, driving to look at Christmas lights, dropping off things at a number of the shelters. I mean, there's a lot of ways to take this focus off of yourself and your own sadness and anxiety and focus that energy towards something positive.
And honestly, if it went back to Tuesday,
We're moving to Tuesday next.
well, this also links into it. Think about what still works.
Dr. Mary,
That makes sense.
of course it does, but you're sort of giving away the point.
I'm not. Keep
It's like
going.
we didn't discuss this beforehand. All right, so now we're moving on to Tuesday.
Oh, there you go.
Like I said before you spoke, Tuesday, what is broken or catastrophic about this holiday season for you? And again, it doesn't need to be huge. It can be small things. Teresa takes a bath almost every night before bed. I stream a lot of British television. I would stream British television almost exclusively, Teresa. If we had BritBox,
Yeah.
I'd probably have to quit my job. It's partly why we don't get it. So what's broken or catastrophic? What's really not working? Just take a minute and write down all of it. Just release it from your body. Get it out of your head and get it on paper, because if you can do that, you might be able to let it go a little bit and you'll feel a little bit better. So that's the first question. The second question is to respond to this. Everybody shut up. Tell me what we have, which is, what's that guy's name?
Gene Kranz,
Gene Kranz, the flight
director.
who got this group of people who were understandably out of control at the catastrophe of what was about to happen, screamed at them, calmed them down, and said,
Yeah, they focused.
tell me what we have. And the minute he said that, then they realized they were not beaten by this. So, as part of that, it goes back to doing a self-assessment around holiday gratitude. What do you know is working? What can you be in gratitude for having? Those are big, big points. So what are you grateful for having?
A very happy, clear head, enjoying sobriety with a very happy marriage. And it's Christmas. I love Christmas.
Yeah, it's funny. Dr. Mary's not even fazed by the the downside to this particular Christmas, because he's so jacked about Christmas in general. In July, when I say things like, "Oh my gosh, isn't it glorious that the sun is still up at 9:30?" He says, "No, I want it to be Christmas." That's his answer to all things, all the time.
This is, well, Fargo, North Dakota is the furthest south I have ever lived. So
Ponder that for a moment, people.
I'm used to living 600 miles further north. Your sunset and sunrises are very silly down here.
They're awesome. I would live in June every minute of the day.
And I know I've been living here nearly 20 years, but there is still a noticeable difference of how much sunlight.
Maz would like much more darkness. Yeah. Gee, Dee Dee, what are you grateful for?
Well, hey, Dee Dee,
so much
what are you
for
grateful
asking.
for? I was coming to that.
You're the worst.
Well, you know, I thought you were going to yell at me again for a spoiler alert.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about
The
this.
worst. What am I grateful
Dee, what
for?
are you grateful for?
This sounds silly, but it's true. I'm grateful for these new little recipes we've been doing. I think they're really fun drinks. One of Quinn's Advent presents, we told you on Monday that we sent him a whole 25 presents, but that they were almost not at all anything new. One of them was half a bag of 100% cacao chips that I had ordered in order to make the Henry VIII's non-alcoholic port drink. And so he got half a bag of those too, because he really loves that drink as well. So I'm grateful for those non-alcoholic drinks because that's fun. You know, I'm grateful for our health and our jobs and our home. And I'm most grateful this year because it would be so awful had it been the other way. I am most grateful that you are sober because I can't imagine having gone through these 10 months with you. Tristan, our guest last week, said something really interesting. He said he can't imagine if he was drinking 2,000 calories of alcohol while maintaining a job where he had to go to his job. He can't fathom how much he would be drinking, and he's sure that he would be dead, and I'm sure that you would be too.
I have been thinking about that a lot. I've been thinking about that since March, but when Tristan said it again, I've been thinking about it on and off, and I'm just very grateful that's not the case. And I'm very sad that there are still suffering alcoholics that will be doing exactly that.
Yeah. James Bergman, I agree with you. He says our sunsets and sunrises are incredibly silly in the most fabulous, beautiful sense. I agree with you.
They're nice. They just seem to take
He thinks
forever.
they take too long. He'd like it to be dark at 3:30.
I'd like to move to Hawaii, where they don't mess around. At 7 o'clock in the morning, the sun's up.
Down.
7 o'clock at night, it's down. It's gone. Lovely sunset. Boom.
Yeah, you blink, you miss it. Last thing for this morning, I'm sorry we're a little all over the place, is thanks to our guest yesterday, Carla
Oh
Tia
my
Swanson.
God, that was so interesting conversation.
It really was. I loved talking with another artist because his perspective gave me a different perspective on some of the personality traits that many of us have as artists and how those can both move you towards addiction but also bring you back from addiction. So I really appreciated that.
And the social aspect of recovery he talked about, it was great for him to articulate that.
I agree. So we hope you'll take some time this weekend to fill out those questions. I'll put them into the comment section of this post in case you want to go back to them. But I'll just say, as someone who has been more intentionally working to not just think things but put them down, there is real value in taking the physical time to put into words. And I think it often is, if it's something you're struggling with, it's often more powerful to handwrite it, but I hardly ever do that, so I'm not being a great exemplar of that. But take some time to think through this stuff. Go ahead and be sad and anxious about Christmas. I'm sad. I'm sad that it's just going to be the two of us, despite how much I like you. But I am, I'm happy for other things, and I'm not going to apologize for being sad. And I'm also not going to let it ruin Christmas.
Move your head that way a bit. See, we've got that nice tree. Our aging dog has still seemed to have some of her faculties left. We've got a log burning stove and plenty of wood. We've got card games. I don't know if we'll play that Dread Pirate game.
No, I don't believe we will. That's
you need a
summer game.
PhD in board games to understand what the hell's going on in that game.
Yeah. At any rate, that's enough.
Yeah,
Enjoy
so-
your weekend. Take some time to work through these questions, and we'll see you on Monday.
Have a fantastic weekend. Stay
Bye.
safe.